So, one of the life changing Psalms uh, that I had the privilege of hearing was Psalms 88. That was from a sermon by Timothy Keller named Heman's Cry of Darkness. So I'm going to read this out. So it says, I cry out day and night before you. A psalm of the sons of Korah, to the choir master according to Mahalat Leanoth, a maskil of Heman the Ezrahite. O Lord, God of my salvation, I cry out day and night before you. Let my prayer come before you. Incline your ear to my cry, for my soul is full of troubles, and my life draws near to Sheol. I am counted among those who go down to the pit. I am a man who has no strength, like one set loose among the dead, like the slain that lie in the grave, like those whom you remember no more, for they are cut off from your hand. You have put me in the depths of the pit, in the regions dark and deep. Your wrath lies heavy upon me, and you overwhelm me with all your waves. You have caused my companions to shun me. You have made me a horror to them. I am shut in so that I cannot escape. My eyes grow dim through sorrow. Every day I call upon you, O Lord. I spread out my hands to you. Do you work wonders for the dead? Do the departed rise up to praise you? Is your steadfast love declared in the grave, or your faithfulness in Abaddon? Are your wonders known in the darkness, or your righteousness in the land of forgetfulness? But I, O Lord, cry to you. In the morning my prayer comes before you. O Lord, why do you cast my soul away? Why do you hide your face from me? Afflicted and close to death from my youth up, I suffer your terrors. I am helpless. Your wrath has swept over me. Your dreadful assaults destroy me. They surround me like a flood all day long. They close in on me together. You have caused my beloved and my friend to shun me. My companions have become darkness. So that's it. It's a very dark and painful psalm. Clearly the psalmist is in pain. Psalmist is Heman. So he's going through what he describes as darkness. He's basically he's praying to God, but he's not praying with a joyful spirit. He's in pain. He says, I cry out day and night before you. And he says his soul is full of troubles, and his life is drawing near to Sheol, which is hell. He's counting himself among those who go down to the pit. I'm a man who has no strength. And he says, he accuses God that he has put me in the depths of the pit, in the dark and deep regions. And he says God's wrath lies heavy upon him. And like in a sea, he's saying, God overwhelms me, like him, with all the heavy waves. And you've basically taken away my friends from me. You made me a horror to them. I am shut in so that I cannot escape. My eyes grow dim through the sorrow. Every day I call upon you, Lord, and I spread out my hands. He says, "But I, O Lord, cry to you. In the morning my prayer comes before you. Why do you cast my soul away? Why do you hide your face from me?" And he says, "Even like from my youth, I have been afflicted and close to death. I suffer your terrors, I feel helpless. Your wrath has swept over me." So basically, Haman is accusing God of assaulting him, putting him into a pit and causing all the troubles in his life. So he's not speaking, as Keller would say, reverently. He's not speaking respectfully. He's basically accusing God of a lot of things. So on the heels of another episode in my life where somebody I think should have spoken respectfully to me said some things which are very similar to this, right? Even though I personally don't think I have done anything wrong. This psalm makes me feel a little bit more compassion towards that person, because like when we are hurt, when we feel that we are in trouble, we kind of lash out. And this is exactly what Haman is doing. He's basically accusing God of everything, although in theory God might not have done all these things to him, right? And that's a song I was listening to. I'll add this to this video by Don Moen. It says, "I will sing, Lord, you seem so far away. 1,000,000 miles and more it feels today. And though I haven't lost my faith." So that's the part. So he's praying out to God. So he hasn't lost faith in God. If he had lost faith in God, he wouldn't even pray to God, right? It would be absurd to pray to a God who he has no belief in. So he says, "Although I have not lost my faith, yet I confess that it's hard for me to pray. But I will still sing. I'll sing pray even in my darkest hour. To the sorrow and the pain, I will sing."
Lord, you seem so far away, 1,000,000 miles or more it feels today. And though I haven't lost my faith, I must confess right now that it's hard for me to pray. But I don't know what to say, and I don't know where to start. But as you give the grace, with all that's in my heart, I will sing, yes, I will pray. Even in my darkest hour, through the sorrow and the pain, I will sing.
So that, and if you listen to, I might put some snippets from the Keller sermon, and I'll put a link to that sermon underneath in the description. So Keller explains that God allowed this psalm, or God put this psalm in the Bible, because He wants us to know that He's a God who is okay with our outburst of frustration and anger at Him. He doesn't prohibit that. And such a loving God, although many a times we feel abandoned by Him, He's working in the background. He's allowing that thing in our life to mold us into somebody better. That's what I believe that sufferings have. Although I still have a lot of questions, but it's okay. So this psalm is a very authentic. I mean, every psalm is probably authentic, but this feels more real to me, at least at this point. I mean, many a point in my life. Psalms 88, one of my most favorite psalms. So, let's hear what Keller has to say in his sermon called Haman's Cry of Darkness.
Times of darkness are some of the very best places and times to learn about God's grace. How so? Look at the language of this man. This is a prayer. He's talking to God all the way through. He's talking to God, but he is not controlling his temper. He is not controlling his tongue, and he is not controlling his emotions. Because look, for example, verse 10, 11, and 12, he's talking to God, all right. That's a prayer. It's more of a cross-examination. It's amazing. Look what he's doing. He says, do you show your wonders to the dead? Do those who are dead rise up and praise you? Is your love declared in the grave, your faithfulness in destruction? Are your wonders known in the place of darkness, or your righteous deeds in the land of oblivion? You know what he's saying? He's cross-examining God. He's putting him in the dock and prosecuting. And here's what he's saying. He says, I want to praise you. I want to tell of your deeds of righteousness. I want to declare your faithfulness to the world. But how can I when I'm being trampled to the ground, deserted, and killed? Don't you want me to be able to praise you? Don't you want me to be able to tell other people about your faithfulness? Isn't that the idea? Then why are you not answering me? But he gets no answer. He's mad. And then look at verse 15 and to the end. Gets no answer. And that's the reason why in verse 15 he starts to say, from my youth I've been afflicted and close to death. I have suffered your terrors and I'm in despair. Your wrath has swept over me. From my youth, you know what he's doing? He's taking the difficulty of his present and he's reading his entire life in light of it. And you know what he's saying? You've never been there for me, God. You've never been there. He is not speaking deferentially to God. He is not speaking reverently to God. He's not speaking respectfully to God. And many people would say he's speaking blasphemously to God. And certainly at least he's exaggerating and saying, you've never been there for me. You've never done anything good for me. But this only makes this psalm greater evidence of God's grace. You know why? Derek Kidner wrote a commentary on Psalms that I've used for years. And in that commentary, he deals with Psalm 39 and Psalm 88. And Psalm 39 ends with the sufferer saying, turn your face away from me, God, so I have some peace before I die. And at the end of at the end of chapter 88, Psalm 88, you notice what he says? Darkness is my closest friend. Do you know what that means? He's saying, God, the pitch darkness is of more comfort than you. Darkness is a better friend than you. It brings me more, he's really probably talking about going to bed at night, the pitch darkness and being able to go to sleep is my only comfort. Darkness is a better friend than you are, God. So when you have these prayers where people are speaking this intemperately, this over the top, this blasphemously, they're screaming and they're angry and they're despondent and they're bitter. They're talking to God like this. What does this mean? And Derek Kidner says about these two psalms, listen, I read this years ago and it went through me like a shaft and it changed me. He said this. He said, the very presence of these prayers in Scripture are a witness to God's understanding. He knows how men speak when they are desperate. The very presence of these prayers in the Psalter, God didn't censor them. God didn't take them out. God didn't say, oh, I don't want those prayers in my Bible. I don't want to be identified with people who pray like that. By keeping those prayers in the Bible, he does identify with them. What he's saying, I am still the God of this man in spite of the way in which he talks. See? And that's the reason why Kidner can say the very presence of these prayers, the fact that God even keeps them in there, is a testimony that he understands. He knows how we talk when we get like this. It doesn't matter. He's still our God, is what he's saying. Because it says in verse 1, it's God who saves, not you. Why? God is saying, I am your God. not because you put on a happy face every morning, not because you say everything just right, not because you do everything just right, not because you always speak reverently to me in deference. I'm your God because I'm a God of grace. In spite of all the things you do wrong, I'm your God. We need that, to be honest. We need that. How liberating. And in my dark times over the years, that's when I've come to understand and really see the patience and grace of God, not in times of prosperity and happiness.
So, I thank God for Psalms 88 and for allowing that Psalms to be there, because Psalms like this speaks more to the genuine cries of the human heart when it goes through suffering. And no matter what I want to say about it, the reality is there is suffering and pain in this world, and there's no, I mean, at least as far as I know, there's not much way around it. I don't know why it should have been there, and those are like questions I think are beyond my understanding. Why that tree was there? Why couldn't God create a perfect system? I have no idea. Those are questions which I still struggle with. But when sufferings happen, when you go through emotional and whatnot, you don't have the bandwidth to seek out such questions, right? Those are intellectual questions, and maybe there's a time and place for that. But when real sufferings happen, the human being has to cry out. And Psalms like this, Psalms 88, is a testament to the fact that the God of the Bible is totally for a genuine expression of frustration and anger and whatnot. So it's a beautiful, beautiful psalm, and I thank God for this psalm. If you're going through sufferings like this, I think reading on and meditating on this psalm will help ameliorate your situation. It might help, it might not help, but hopefully it helps. And God bless you all. Thank you.